Greetings, one and all. Welcome back to another broadcast of White Tip Radio, White Tip YouTube channel. White Tip. If you're a dedicated follower of my channel, thank you. Thank you very much. Now, before I start this conversation, before I start this live stream, I want to say that I am not a Christian. Not a Christian. I am not really religious. If there was something that a religion that I would say that I identify with, that I would say I could possibly align with it would probably be like Rastafarianism. I grew up in the Caribbean. My dad was a devoted Rastafarian, and my mom at some point was too. She got away from it eventually after her and my dad broke up. The Bob Marley era was over, and she moved on to something else. But if I had to say that there is a religion that I associate with, that I think that I could align with, it would be Rastafarianism. I would say that's what I would align with. So, with that, let's go into the conversation. Today's question is: did people stop believing in God? That's the question. Like I've been. Now it took me a little while. Today's Sunday, so I think that today is a good day for this conversation. But if you're watching right now, if you're tapped in, like, let me know, like do you see the same thing happening? Because I realized that I just been seeing a lot of people not operating as if they believe in God anymore, and it's very scary if you ask me. Like, I know, like, the whole religious thing, like, it's kind of like weird if you ask me, because you have all these different religions. You have Christianity, you have uh Muslims, you have Buddhism, all these things, Hinduism, all these different things that you have, right? And you have devoted followers, people that have devoted their life to following these religions. And then you have the atrocities that these different religions have caused. You know what I'm saying? You have Christianity, which is responsible for colonialism and going around the world and conquering in the name of God. You have Muslims who, kind of similar, but not as bad. And then you have all the others, what I'm saying, which is pretty weird. Um, but the one good thing I would say that came out of these religions is the fact that people believe that something was going to happen to them if they did something bad, or something dropped. What is that? Oh no, my clock. Oh, whatever, man. People believe that something bad was going to happen to them if they didn't follow the religion, if they didn't follow the word of God, or if they went against God, or if they did something so bad that God would be like, that's not good. You have to get punished. So we have people now who don't believe in these things. And I understand to a certain extent, because when you look at, like, the things that some of these people have done, some of these religious movements, when you look at some of the stuff they have done, you want to ask yourself, you'd be like, do I really want to follow that? This man just did something in the name of a religion. Like, a man might just commit the most heinous crime in the world, and he's saying he's doing it in the name of God, in the name of this specific religion. And you're looking at that like, so you mean to tell me that you committed that, like, extensive, serious, like, heart-wrenching crime in the name of God, in the name of a religion? That's weird. So, for people to sit around, for the newer generation to say, you know what, we need to consider what we're following. We need to consider. But the only problem is, I see a lot of people heading towards demonism. And that's not good. That's to me, that's worse. To me, that's worse. More and more people are heading towards the demonism, and that's not good. That's not good. Like, like believing in demons and darkness is not the way to go. It's not the way to go. I'm not saying like Christianity and Muslims and all these different religions are right, but going towards being in demonism and believing in dark demons and all that stuff, that's not good. That's not anything good. And I kind of feel like the music industry was one of the main culprits in bringing that to light. The whole demonism thing. You just had a lot of artists who kind of push those ideas, push those ideas of the dark side, and they're like going there, like they're going towards the dark side. And you got people out there who could tell you, I've never believed in God all my life. The people would tell you this. I feel weird saying it because I grew up in the Caribbean and we were very religious people. If you know about the Caribbean, we got churches everywhere. We were heavily religious. We were heavily pounded with Christianism, heavily, heavily. The only people that saved me, if you ask me, was the Rastas. Rastas saved my life from all that stuff. But in the Caribbean, we were heavily, heavily believing in Christianity, and we believe in the whole heaven and hell scenario. We believe in if you do something bad, you're going to hell. And so the Christian religion has been placed upon us in the Caribbean. And trust me, some people believe like if you're not going to church, you're not getting any blessings and all these things. So you have people out there who don't go to church, who don't believe in God, but yet they have all these things. I say they have all these things, which make me kind of believe like when you're like doing, it makes you believe that God's people are not rich people. The people of God are not like rich. The people of God are poor people that don't have nothing. Because everybody that have all the riches, have all the things, are demon worshippers, atheists, they call them. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in anything. The only thing they believe in is their money and their wealth and these things. That's why when people get rich and all these things, people say, oh yeah, they're Illuminati and blah, blah, blah. Because, you got people going to church every day, dropping money in the collection plate, hoping for a blessing, and they're still poor. They're living in poverty for a long time. There's no such thing as blessings coming their way. And then they look over there and they see the atheists over there living good, big houses, money, opportunities, and you're like, man, the demon be really, really, really blessing these people. It's so weird. It's like, damn, them people getting mad stuff from the demons. So after we make material things the focus of our existence, a generation is going to come along and say, if we only care about material things and I can get it from the dark side, then the dark side is the way to go. Because, like I said, we have more and more people just look like they don't believe in God. Now, I'm not a Christian and I'm not a religious person, but the one thing I can say that came out of believing in God is that we kept ourselves in check. We kept ourselves in check. You know what I'm saying? We stayed in check because we felt like if we did something bad, God's gonna punish us. And if that don't exist anymore, if the idea of God doesn't exist anymore, and people don't feel like that, like there's no punishment for doing bad things, then we're headed down a very slippery slope. The human race is headed down a very slippery slope because we got more and more young kids believing in the whole demon thing. We got artists out here like doing it, promoting it, and making it seem cool. And we're just gonna have a generation of people that don't believe in God, don't believe in doing anything good because anything good don't bring no money. I'll tell you this: I don't believe that because you're going to church and all these things that you're just gonna have a lot of things. I just don't believe in that stuff. I'm not a demon worshiper. I don't worship any demons. I actually believe in God, to be honest with you. I actually believe that there's a higher power. There's something that keeps us in check. There's something that keeps us, like, going. I actually believe in that stuff. Like the ancestors believed in, like, the sun and stuff like that. The sun, because the sun came out every day, brightened up, and it brought light, and it brought it gave the plants sunlight and vegetation. It brought life, if you ask me. So the ancestors believed that the sun was God, so they praised the sun back in probably like Egyptian times and stuff. And that's a cool thing, if you ask me. Like, believing in the sun is it's not terrible. I don't think it's very terrible. But what is terrible is these new people that don't believe in nothing and just believe in darkness and just believe in demons, and now they're thinking like this is the way to go. So I just feel like sometimes when I sit back and look at the future, there you go, unmuted it. It's crazy, man. Sorry, I'm working alone here, and sometimes things sometimes things trip out. You know what I mean? Sometimes things trip out, and I have to fix it. In a second, we're gonna get back into the conversation. We're gonna get back in the conversation. Right. So let's get back into the conversation now. Sorry for the interruption. So yeah, we just have a crazy, 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 crazy error. We're living in a crazy time, man. We're living in a crazy time. We got people that are just non-believers now. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, I am not a Christian. I am not out here trying to, like, promote Christianity and these different religions. Like, I feel like some of these religions have done a lot of damage. Like, you know, religion has caused togetherness, but it have also caused separation. I recently saw a video of Burner Boy saying, like, like, and I was kind of like, wow, Burner Boy don't believe in religion, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but ain't he from Nigeria? Like, trust me, man, Nigerians, they're like heavy Christians, heavy. I think it's like Christianity is like the national religious religion of Nigeria. That just shows you the way how these religions have traveled around the world and conquered. Because in Nigeria, like, Christianity is the thing. So when Burna Boy said that he thinks that religion separates people or causes war amongst people, I was kind of surprised, because I would think, like, as a Nigerian, that he would totally wholehearted believe in that stuff. But he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong at all. You got to remember, like, the people that traveled the world and conquered were conquering in the name of Christianity, in the name of God. So, like, all them things like slavery and, what I'm saying, colonialism, going in and wiping out, like, what I'm saying, genocides and all these things. All these things are performed, all these things are done in the name of God, in the name of, like, we are like God's people and we have to clear the land to do God's work and stuff. And you're like, so you mean to tell me that God is cool with you just going and murdering and killing and wiping out people? That just some of that stuff just don't make sense. Some of that stuff don't make sense. So it leaves you to really wonder, like, where people are headed. And people, to me, is headed towards darkness. You know what I'm saying? People are headed towards darkness because we don't know. Sorry, we don't know. We don't know what's going on. We don't know if all this stuff that people have been doing over the time, if it's true, if it's justified. We don't know, because all these things were done in the name of all these things that are done in the name of God, and like it just don't make sense to me, because like it just don't make sense for somebody to say that they're doing something in the name of God and they're doing this because God wants them to, when in your heart you can see it's straight wrong and evil, and you know what I'm saying, like it's just not right. So I do believe that uh the confusion that's going on in people's head right now, the confusion that's going on in people's head about religion, about believing in God, about all that stuff. People are confused at the moment because everybody that came along that said they're doing God's work, that said that they're doing it in the name of God, have only done damage. You know what I'm saying? They have only done damage. So I think like we need to probably go back and take a look at the stuff that we're believing in, the stuff that we've been taught all our lives. Like, are these things true? Are these things believable? Does these things work anymore? Are we like using an outdated system that just doesn't make sense anymore? Doesn't coordinate with the way life is, like the way we're living? Like, a lot of this stuff has been around for thousands of years, and human has changed over those times. Technology have came along. There's a lot of things that came along, and we're still trying to use an old system. And you know it leaves you to wonder, like, are these things outdated? Are these things like, do these things need upgrade? Do we need to upgrade our thought on God? Do we need to upgrade our thought on religion and all these different things? Because what we're seeing out there, what we're seeing that religion is doing, what we're seeing that people that said they're people of God is doing, it just doesn't look positive. It just doesn't look like they're doing the right things. So it makes you have a little bit of disbelief. It makes you have a little bit of confusion in your mind. So we do have a generation of people, a generation of kids, a generation of just movements that's anti-God. And, you know, it's, me saying that even sounds crazy, because I would never say nothing like that 5-10 years ago. I would never say nothing like that. You know what I mean? It's just what's happening right now in the world. And you kind of just want to have, you kind of just might want to think about it a little bit. Yeah. So I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties, unfortunately, and I feel like I might have to end my stream because of the technical difficulties that I'm having. But I do want to stay on a little longer because I haven't been on for a while. And this conversation is very serious. It's a very serious conversation. Like we really need to this is something that we really need to really like think about. It's one of those things that like you could have a conversation about it, but you really need to do something about it, you know? Because if we're headed towards a future of nobody believing in anything, and nobody believing, if everybody's atheist, then we're gonna have more killing, we're gonna have more stealing, more robbing, more people that just don't care, because there's nothing to fear anymore. Like, I know people fear going to jail, people fear getting locked up, but there's a bigger fear in it all. There's a fear of God that used to exist. They used to exist. The ultimate fear, like the ultimate law of life. Like the police kept the law physical, but spiritually, God kept the law. Like God was the one to answer to spiritually. But it seems to me like that part of life is leaving. That part of our thought process is leaving, and it seems very scary because more and more people are headed towards the darkness, towards the, believing in demons and stuff like that, and believing in the devil, if you ask me, and that is scary to me. That's way more scarier than what's happening now. So that's my question. That's my question of the day. Do people believe in God? Do you believe in God anymore? Do you pray anymore? Do you think that when you say your prayers are going to be answered anymore? Like, do you believe in that whole concept anymore? Do you? Because it doesn't seem so. So we need to get back to believing, man. We need to get back to believing in a higher power. Now, I'm not, like I told you, I'm not religious. I'm not into any religions, but I do believe that we have to believe in something, because there's a saying that says, if you don't believe in anything, you're gonna fall for anything. So you got to believe in something. You know what I'm saying? All right. And with that, I'm gonna end my stream because I've been having some technical difficulties for the stream. I'm gonna end my stream, and I'm gonna catch y'all the next stream or the next YouTube video I post. I'll catch y'all. You've been listening to White Tip Radio, White Tip Podcast, White Tip YouTube channel. My name is Dagger, aka Red Robe, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace and one love.